Welcome to part 3 of my gaming collection, and this one's all about the PS2. We're going to do PS2, PS3 together. So first off is Prism. Chapter 1, The Dark Unicorn. There was no Chapter 2. This game is horrible. You are a leprechaun riding a unicorn shooting a wand. And you go through rings. How many people like games where you go through rings? You know, Superman 64, Sonic 06. Y'all can kiss my ass. Next is a really good superhero game. Ultimate Spider-Man. It's made by Activision. Activision made a bunch of good Spider-Man games in the early 2000s. It's really cool. You could be Peter Parker or you can be Venom. The swinging mechanic is pretty good. It looks like a comic book. I think it's more based off the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, which I think is really good. Next we have Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. From what I've played of it, which is like half an hour, because I got it from a gaming expo. I was just checking it out. I thought it was really good. So, pretty decent game. Madden 08. A joke gift that somebody gave to me. Next we have Medal of Honor European Assault. It's a World War II shooter. I used to play the Medal of Honor games all the time. And this one's pretty... I haven't played it yet, but we'll see. We'll see what we think of it. Okay. This game I picked up because I never really played the series before when I had a PS2. And it's Jax 2. If you're into platformers with kind of a Crash Bandicoot wackiness, I guess, that's good. It just wasn't for me. Next we have Xenosaga for the PS2. Really good RPG, really good game mechanics, made by Namco. This is only episode 1. I don't have the other pieces yet, but I plan on getting them. Now this game is the Mega Man Anniversary Collection. Don't get the one for the Xbox One. The Xbox One is an emulation, so it's not even the real game. And this has more games on it. You have Mega Man X, and you got Mega Man 1 through 8, plus hidden games, plus artwork. You can save the games. Some of the games have difficulty changes. So if you want a real Mega Man experience, get the Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the PS2, the GameCube, or the original Xbox. The one on the Xbox One, you only get the first 6 games, and there's not a whole lot. Yes, it's in HD, but this is Dark Summit, which is a snowboarding RPG game. You're like a secret agent who goes snowboarding, and in order to progress, you gotta do tricks. It was innovative, I'll give them that. Next we have, sorry about this case, Mystic Heroes. I found out after I bought it that I overpaid for it. It's a very bad action RPG. Very kiddie, very cartoony, and just not for me. Okay, next we have Kingdom Hearts. Final Fantasy meets Disney. And when I played it, I said, why did I spend $11 on it? Because it doesn't tell you where to go. There's no map system. The story doesn't progress as fast as it should. And all the hype that I had since the early 2000s, and that's what I got. Yeah, I understand there's Kingdom Hearts 2, which is probably better, but I just wasn't that good. This game, Evil Dead Regeneration. I love Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell is fucking awesome, and this game is fucking hilarious. You have the Bruce Campbell puns, you have the Deadites, everything, the boomstick, the chainsaw, you got the whole 10 yards. If you can find it, I would play it. They haven't made an Evil Dead game in fucking forever. Now I got Monster Hunter. I wasn't a big fan of the game. Like, I understand why people like it, but this is the very first Monster Hunter. It came out a long time ago, so it's kind of chaotic. Like, not chaotic, archaic. I like that you go around, and in order to upgrade your weapons or your armor, you have to kill certain animals and craft it, do all that. So I understand where they come from and why it has a following, but it wasn't for me. This, Phantasy Star Universe. Oh, I wish I would have played this when it first came out. Phantasy Star. I love 1, 2, 3, and 4. Phantasy Star Universe, aka Phantasy Star Online, but you can't make your character look the way that you want the character to look, which is what was in the online game. So it kind of sucks. I think there's like a sequel to it, but Phantasy Star Universe I really like. They just closed the servers like right when I started playing the game, so I thought it was pretty good. This game blows ass. Rune, the Viking warrior. It has horrible controls. The game doesn't flow. The music is abysmal. So this is Showdown Legends of Wrestling, which is technically Legends of Wrestling 3, which has your Ultimate Warriors, your Stings, a little bit of a updated roster. But yet again, as you can see, Hogan's dumbass face is on there again. But Jake the Snake's on the cover too, and so is Randy Savage. And that's awesome. But the series is really good. I like the mechanics. It's really cool. Their theme songs, some of them, they had to alter them, I'm assuming, so the WWF didn't go sue. Fine. WWE for entertainment, I guess. Didn't sue them, but I wish they could make some more. This game was not what it says. Okay? On the back, this is what the game says. 10 different characters, each with their own massive storyline and quests. 10 huge multi-level fighting arenas. 300 different story branches. RPG character upgrading. Upgraded attack and magic combos. Additional mini quests with new fighting rules. Sophisticated tutorial. It says all that. What do you think kind of game it is before you play it? A role-playing game with action and going around environments. It's a Street Fighter clone. It is a one-on-one fighting game. Okay? A fighting game. That's not what I wanted when I bought the game. Alright, now we have Red Faction, the original. I love the Red Faction series, especially the core concept. You're a miner trying to build up. I've played every Red Faction game there is, and I love all of them. That was no different, especially being the first one. Alright, let's grab some more games. There. We got some more games. First off, we have... Can you tell it like Mega Man? This is the Mega Man X Collection. Now the X Collection is really cool. There's a lot of... All the games are there. Except for Mega Man X Command Mission. But that game is like... not cheap sometimes. And it's an RPG. But that... If to have that one... in the Mega Man collection, Both of them I paid like maybe $20 a piece. They're good games to have. Like, I can't beat the games, but it's cool to just go in there and keep trying periodically. Next we have Terminator Dawn of Fate. Now remember how I said that I couldn't review the Xbox version, but I can review the PS2 one? The game is crap. It's horrible. It's another bad Terminator game. I think there's an arcade Terminator game for Terminator Salvation, which is good. There's Terminator 2, the arcade game, which is like it's a shooter game. And that's all the good Terminator games. There's another one that I've played before, I think it's Redemption, where he plays Arnold Schwarzenegger. And that one's good. Oh, RoboCop vs. Terminator. That one's good. But not that one. So here's our next game. Gauntlet. Seven Sorrows. I finally got it to work, and it's everything good that Gauntlet should be. Co-op, going through, killing enemies. Can't get any better, right? And here's Contra Shattered Soldier, which I wish I was better at these Contra games, because I'm just not too good at Contra, and they just piss me off. I hate getting pissed off at games. Next we have Drakengard. Square Enix makes really good games. This one, there's missions where you're on the ground as the person flying the dragon, or there's missions where you fly the dragon and you burn shit. Fucking awesome. I love it. It's a little bit of like not Elysia, Legend of Dragoon mixed with a little bit of like Dynasty Warriors. And speaking of that, Warriors of Might and Magic is a game you should not pick up. Tank controls, not very good. I say meh. This one I say meh too. It's kind of boring. Star Ocean, Until the End of Time, takes forever for you to do anything. It takes a long time. I played Star Ocean for an hour and there was no battles. So I'd stay away from Star Ocean. Next we have Godzilla Save the Earth. Not Godzilla Melee, but this one is really fucking cool. I wish the PS4 Godzilla game that just came out was like this, but you know what? I'd play it. I loved it. I'm from Seattle, and you can go in Seattle, and Godzilla can fucking destroy the Space Needle. Gotti Elemental Force. I doubt they watch these videos, especially mine. But they should play this for the Angry Video Game Nerd. This game is fucking an abomination. It is one of the worst games on the PS2. Has horrible flight control, has horrible weapon damage. They all scream bloody murder when they die. But this is another PS2 game I have, and it's really cool. See? Namco Museum Greatest Hits. So it has 2 versions of Pac-Man, 2 versions of Pole Position 2, 2 versions of Dig Dug, 2 versions of Galaga. Now if you love Dig Dug, it's really cool. I play Galaga the most on here because I suck at Pac-Man. And Pole Position because I grew up playing Pole Position. I used to play the Red Robin when I was a kid all the time. But this is a really cool collection to have. You should definitely check it out. And now I'm going to go into my Wii games, which I have 4. Because I didn't really get the Wii for me. I have 5, but I don't have the case for Twilight Princess Legend of Zelda because I'm a huge Zelda fan. We have Super Paper Mario, which is like an RPG, and you can switch between 2D and 3D and shift into backgrounds. I have that game. We have Mario Kart, which is for my girlfriend as well. She's big into Mario Kart. She's really good at it too. We have Super Mario Brothers Wii, which I suck at that game. I'm better at the 2D old school Mario games. And then we have Metroid the Other M, because Metroid and Zelda are the only reasons I will play Nintendo systems, because I've always loved the Metroid storyline, the Zelda storyline. I think the games are very intuitive and they make you think on your feet. And now we are going to look at some PS3 games that I have right here. So we're going to grab them. I have more PS3 games than Wii games. So we have God of War Ascension, which I believe was originally on the PSP. It's like a prequel to God of War 1. So I like the game. It's pretty good. I'm not the biggest God of War fan, but you know, I'll check them out. I have them, but I don't play them that often. South Park: The Stick of Truth. Funny as fuck RPG with some of the weirdest shit humanly possible. We have, I'll just do both of these at once. We have God of War Collection, and we have God of War 3. I haven't played those games a whole lot, but the mechanics are there. It's just weird. Now this series, we have Mass Effect 2 and 3, because I couldn't find Mass Effect 1 on the PS3. But I played it on the 360, beaten it. Mass Effect is my favorite trilogy of games. The way that the story progresses, and everything you do in the first game affects the second. Everything you do in the second affects the third. Certain characters don't like you because of stuff you've done that you might have forgotten about. And you could really develop some key interactions between characters, which I think is really good. And we have Dragon Age Origins. I'm a Dragon Age fan. I think all the games are really good. I didn't put much time into Inquisition, because I checked it out from Gamefly. But Origins is a really good game. Magus is a weird version of an RPG, and I can't stand it. I played it for 15 minutes, and I said, fuck this shit. It was horrible. Now we have Fallen Angel Sacred 2. It sold me as a Diablo clone, and it's not a Diablo clone. It is fucking horrible. It is one of the worst games I own for the PS3. It's either that or Magus is really bad. We have Mercenaries 2, Worlds in Flame. I played the shit out of this on the 360. The PS3 version does not work on my PS3, which is really weird. But hey, it was only $4. We have Dead Rising 2. Now, Dead Rising 2 isn't as good as Dead Rising 1, but it's still a really good game. Still really cool. I just prefer the character of Frank. This game is really bad. Call of Juarez, The Cartel. I also have Bound in Blood on the 360. There's certain 360 games that I don't have cases for, like I have Wolfenstein: The New Order. But they tried to update it in nowadays, but the graphics look like it belongs on a PS1, which is weird. And we have another copy of Dark Souls, because it wouldn't work on the PS3, so I got it for the 360. And then I'm gonna grab my PS1 games. I have Heart of Darkness, which kind of reminds me of like Dragon's Lair. It's kind of goofy, if you can see the back of it. There we go. It's kind of goofy, but it's trial and error, which is kind of cool. We have, this is Chrono Cross, the sequel to Chrono Trigger. I played this. I really like the game. I got it brand new for $20 off Amazon. I haven't played Chrono Trigger yet, but I really want to after playing Chrono Cross, because it just continues the story. Here's Grand Theft Auto 2. Now, Grand Theft Auto did not get really big until they made the third one, but 2 it's like overhead driving, pretty decent, pretty stellar. And we have Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. I like the Spider-Man games on the PS1. They're actually my favorite Spider-Man games. The swinging mechanic is just a little off. And let me adjust this camera for a sec, because I'm gonna grab my retro games. So there's some Genesis. So we're gonna start with Sega Genesis. We have VR Troopers for the Sega Genesis. I thought this was an action game, but it's actually a fighting game. And I actually grew up watching VR Troopers, and that's why I picked it up. We have Spider-Man. Dear God, I forgot how bad this game is until I played it after I bought it. But it's complete in box with the manual, everything. It has a really cool cover though, I must say. See? There we go. We also have Judge Dredd. I love the comics. I like both movies, but the game is garbage. Look, I'll even show off. It has something that games don't have anymore, and that'd be the manual. It has the manual, the game, the case. It wasn't that expensive. It was $10, but still, you can tell how old it is, because listen to this. Free DC Comics online software enclosed. Good for 10 free hours of America Online. Yeah, that kind of dates it. Doom Troopers, which is kind of like Contra. You just get more lives. Oh look, there's a video sticker on the back. I got it off Amazon. I wasn't too thrilled on it. Here we go. Ghouls and Ghosts. For those of you that do not know, Ghosts and Goblins on the Genesis was called Ghouls and Ghosts. This is the closest to the arcade that you can get on a cartridge. Hear how good that sounds? Old school. Strider Returns. Strider 2. Horrible. Bad game. Wish I never bought it, actually. But we got X-Men 2, The Clone Wars. The best X-Men games are actually on the Sega Genesis. You got X-Men, X-Men 2. There's a couple more that are on there, but the X-Men games are really cool. And we have Elysia Dragoon, and that game is really fun. Really fun. So let's switch over now to the Super Nintendo games, which the Super Nintendo games are kind of getting pricey these days. I don't have a whole lot. I have 4. I have Monopoly for the Super Nintendo. I love Monopoly, so I got like 3 versions of the game. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It's a hard pitch to beat. I'll save that one for last. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. This game was made because the people in Japan didn't think we could handle a real Final Fantasy game. So other people were getting other Final Fantasy games. We got Mystic Quest. which is very simple. One of the simplest RPGs on the Super Nintendo. This, my friends, is Super Castlevania 4. One of the greatest Castlevania games ever made. Bar none. That one's the best. Like, I love Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, and I accept the fact that people hate that game because it is not that good of a game. But I love it for nostalgia purposes. And now we're going to grab my my regular Nintendo games. Now I have one in the Retron, and that's Dr. Mario. But I don't feel like trying to pull that out of there. So we'll move these. Lack of space, that's what I say. There's not always space. So the first game, Friday the 13th. I know a lot of people don't like that game. I'm not going to defend the game. It's ass backwards, but if you can see, Jason tattoo. I had to get it. We have Ultima, the quest for the Avatar. I was watching these Ultima videos online, and I just wanted to check it out. This is a dumbed down version of the PC, but I'm not going to play a PC game that came out in the 80s. I'm sorry. Of course, Tetris, which is a staple, I think, for any Nintendo collection. Even says From Russia with Fun. I got this. It's called The Legacy of the Wizard. And I'll show you. This is the instructional manual for it. And the person that actually had it before, if I remember, they like wrote down stuff in here. But yeah, see? Look at this. It actually came with a password. Like, I don't know what they all do, but they're long-ass passwords, and it's fully colored instructional manual. You don't get to see that often. They don't even do instruction manuals anymore, which really sucks. We have Dragon Warrior, which would later become Dragon Quest. One of the first RPGs ever on the regular Nintendo, so it is very archaic. Gauntlet 2, I wish I could play this, but it doesn't work on my Retron. But that's the way it goes. This is a game that, a cartridge that everybody had when I was a kid. Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. I hate Duck Hunt with a fucking passion though. Fuck that dog. Fuck that dog. But Mario 1, shit. I've beaten that game a lot, and my sister actually showed me some tricks on it. Now this is my all-time favorite Mario game ever. You can have your Mario 64. I'll have my Mario 3. I still remember overheating my Nintendo because I didn't want to lose my place. Childhood memories. Didn't care about school. Couldn't wait till I got back home. This is the first game that I poured myself into when I was a kid. It's Gauntlet. I had a spiral notebook full of the passwords to all the levels, and all I did was play it, play it, play it. This version doesn't work, but it's the Tengen version, so even though it doesn't work that well, I'm not going to get rid of it because getting the Tengen version of Gauntlet is the easiest. And then we have, of course, what's considered one of the greatest Batman games ever, especially the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis era. Like nowadays, you could say Arkham City would be one of them, but that one, ooh, that's a good game. I think I only have 2 games left. We have Ultimate Exodus, another one of those Ultimate games, but this right here, the Golden Cartridge. There's a gray cartridge of this. This is the Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda is one of the best Nintendo games there is. No debating that. It's a great game. Really cool. I was so happy showing you guys my collection. Very happy. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. And I will, like I said, I'm going to be putting out more videos. So, keep watching. And thank you.